College Gameday is built by the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
They're firing up the grills here, getting ready for a day-long tailgate preparation of Ohio State and Wisconsin. Let's see where the upsets are, where the dogs are howling. That's who you got for a super dog.
Hey, now check this out. During the offseason, I went to Brett Favre's Hall of Fame party. I met Southern Miss AD Bill McGillis. He said his team is going to be really good this year, so I'm picking Southern Miss as a super dog against LSU today.
Everybody keep in mind, these are against the spread, right, guys?
It's against the spread, right? The spread is hot.
All right, Virginia upsets Pitt. Virginia had an off week and is well rested. It's homecoming, and Virginia beats Pitt. Yes, sir. That's it.
Last time they were in trouble.
Yeah, they did.
Again, this is not an outright pick. I'm saying that Wake Forest keeps it closer than 22. They can play defense. Florida State's off an emotional game against Miami. Don't be shocked if Wake can maybe hang around.
Herbie, I need some winners. Come on, I need a winner like Indiana beating number 10 Nebraska. You know this line has been cut in half since the start of the week, and as my good friend Lee Corso says, I think somebody knows something.
Somebody knows something I don't know.
Somebody's. Indiana outright over Nebraska to keep them from going 6-0.
Can't believe it.
Let's take a look at our Saturday selections for today, brought to you by Chevrolet. And you know, everybody likes a little competition. The celebrity guest pickers, Aaron Rodgers and Eric Church is going to have to start his own tip line.
Eric Church combined after 2 appearances, like 15-3. There's the old chain smokers down there after coming in from Vegas. They might get up to 500.
Yeah, but that Blue Eyes is number one.
Yeah,
Blue Eyes.
Yep.
Clearly what the chain smokers needed was to get closer. Or perhaps they just needed a little nature boy in their life.
I am a Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, woo! Son of a gun. And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ric Flair.
That's great. Rick. Thank you.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
You're traveling dressed up like her.
Really me.
But you know what? You're a big football fan.
I am.
Played a little bit at Minnesota. Where were you on signing day for recruiting?
I was with this young man right there in Ann Arbor.
Yes, sir.
Oh, really?
Exactly.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Building up the base
My
of
guy.
Well, Coach Harbaugh.
My God.
Oh, that might not be popular here. Let's do some picks. What do you say? We'll do some picks. Let's start with the game coming up at noon. Just a few minutes away, Kansas State and Oklahoma.
This may surprise you, but I love Coach Snyder. I think the Oklahoma may have a hangover after the Texas victory. I'm going Kansas State to beat Oklahoma.
Rick?
Not so fast. I'm going Oklahoma.
All right.
That's a good pick. That's a real nice pick. Oklahoma over Kansas State.
Dennis, I like where you're going with it. I think it's competitive. I think Kansas State always goes to Norman and hangs around. I just don't know if they have the offensive firepower to actually win the game. I think it's a close game, but I think Oklahoma wins it.
Also in the Big 12, Texas Tech has scored 50 or more at home 9 straight times. What about the game against West Virginia?
Oh, Texas shootout. I think that Texas Tech will win a close one at the end, but I mean, both teams are probably scoring the 50s.
I'm going with Tech as well.
Oh, no. Not so fast, nature boy. Not so fast. The first team to 50 wins it, and it's West Virginia.
Well, I think Patrick Mahomes doesn't get probably the national exposure he deserves. He's having a huge year. But Skylar Howard's doing a good job as well. And I think the defense is better for West Virginia. That's why I'm going with the Mountaineers.
We go in the ACC, North Carolina and Miami, both of these teams coming off disappointments in different way. Miami had its heart broken. Carolina got trounced.
Yep.
It's 3:30 on ABC. Who wins it?
I tell you what, I like what I saw from the Hurricanes last Saturday night against Florida State. Yes, I'm going with Brad Kaya and the Canes.
Going with North Carolina.
Well, okay.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, got to go with Carolina.
Okay.
Not so fast. 16 times the world champ this guy was.
Wow.
16 times. But he's a lousy picker. Go over to Miami.
You know, with Carolina, it's a little bit of a guessing game. They're up, then they're down, then they're up, then they're down. I think Miami and Mark Richt, they're on to something here, and I think they're getting better. I like Miami to find a way to beat Carolina at home.
And what about a couple of teams that have been really disappointing at this point? Who turns it around a little bit, Stanford and Notre Dame?
I'm going to go with Notre Dame just because I think Deshaun Kaiser is a better quarterback than what they're dealing with at Stanford. So I'm going to go Notre Dame in a close one.
I'm going to go with Stanford. I think McCaffrey's due to have a big game.
That's a good pick. That's a real good pick. Not me. I'm going with Notre Dame. I've got to go with Notre Dame.
Going Notre Dame?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Nature Boy. I'm going to go with Stanford. And I just think this is the week you finally see the offense from Stanford. I think you'll see them have a few wrinkles and have a chance to be able to get others involved besides number 5.
But what is it that he could say that would make you jump up here and put him in the figure 4 right now?
Anything.
Stanford and Notre Dame coming out tonight at 7:30. Arizona State and Colorado, a couple teams in the fight in the Pac-12 South. Which way are you leaning there?
Like what I saw, we could go from Arizona State, but I'm going to go Colorado. I like the Buffaloes in this one. I'm going Colorado.
Yeah, me and him are the same team. I'm going with Colorado, too.
So am I. Go right. Colorado. Colorado.
Go Buffs. Buffs at home. And again, Colorado just kind of, they win today.
Yeah.
They're just hanging around in that Pac-12 South.
Well, you think about that. Mike McIntyre won 1 of his first 21 Pac-12 games, and he's got him in the mix right now. By the way, Arizona State, as we mentioned earlier, all kinds of quarterback problems. They're hoping that Manny Wilkins is going to be able to go. UCLA and Washington State on the subject of quarterback problems. Josh Rosen, I mean, he's been treated like a crash test dummy. They're going to have a game-time decision as to whether he can go at quarterback against this pretty good Washington State defense.
Yeah, Arizona State knocked him out of the game twice a week ago. I don't know if he's going to go. If he does, he's not going to be the same Josh Rosen that we're accustomed to seeing. So I'm going to go with Wazoo, Washington State over the Bruins.
Oh, man, I'm going with the Bruins.
Bruins.
I don't know.
What do you got?
Washington State.
Washington State at home.
Mad at me. Washington State at home.
I remember the first 2 weeks of the season when Washington State was supposed to be this great team and they didn't get off to a great start. Mike Leach challenged them publicly. Boy, they have been a different team in the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think that continues today. I like Washington State.
I think a big thing about that, UCLA can't run it at all. Can they do that? And if Mike Faithful, the walk-on, has to play quarterback, that comes out at 10:30 Eastern time tonight. Could be a long, long night on the Palouse for UCLA if they can't get a little bit of a running game going. I told you in Superdogs who's going to win this next one. Let's see how many of you agree with me. Nebraska and Indiana. Nebraska's undefeated. 3:30 Eastern on ESPN2 and ABC.
You picked the Hoosiers, right?
Outright.
I'm with you. Hoosiers outright. I got Indiana.
That'll be pretty.
Nebraska, outright.
Oh. and the cover, Rick. And the cover.
Hey, Indiana plays well in homecoming. They beat Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa, ranked teams at homecoming. Indiana.
All this Indiana.
Yeah.
Rick.
Yeah.
I'm going. I can't believe that you guys keep doubting this Nebraska team. I think Tommy Armstrong is the real deal. I think he's going to run and throw, and I think that defense comes up with just enough stops there in Bloomington. Go Nebraska. They're a top 10 team.
No big league.
That's right. Go Big Red.
Huskers. A little reverse psychology working there.
No.
You know what? Indiana has been really good against the spread, against powerful teams at home, including beating Michigan State last time they were an underdog. How about Arkansas and Ole Miss? Hogs broke the Rebels' heart last year.
I think I'm going to go with Chad Kelly and Ole Miss. I think he'll make a lot of more throws, big-time throws, more than Austin. And I think that Ole Miss defense is going to go after a quarterback for Arkansas, too.
Again.
My God. There you go.
Ole Miss.
That's a lot of Michigan.
Again, Kelly.
I was going to say, I'm almost getting nauseous here. This Ann Arbor stuff.
Hey,
Feel free to put any of those guys in the headline.
Here's a signing day.
I don't know. I'm going to go, I think it's a shootout. I think it's similar to last year's game. I think Austin Allen's going to make plays, but I don't see Arkansas being able to stop Chad Kelly. I think they run and they throw. Give me Ole Miss.
Clean sweep for the Rebels there on ESPN, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Alabama, Tennessee.
Bama, roll tide. Not even close. Not even close.
Balls out of gas.
Yeah.
It hurts me to say it, but roll tide. Yeah, I like him too.
Roll Tide. If he says it, I'm going for it. Roll Tide.
Don't underestimate Lane Kiffin being back in Knoxville, and if they get a chance to put it on, they will. But Also, don't underestimate, Josh Dobbs is going to make plays on that great Alabama defense. This is a shootout. I think Alabama outscores Tennessee in another one of those crazy volunteer games.
You know, some of those metrics, too, they say a 50-50 proposition, most shootouts, that's Tennessee's best chance in many people's estimation. And what about this game that we'll see in Camp Randall Stadium tonight? Over the last 12 years, these are the two winningest programs in the Big Ten, but this is the first time the Badgers have been a home underdog since 2010 when they took down #1 Ohio State. Another Buckeye juggernaut arrives. They're heavily favored. This top 10 win, nobody would discount. And Wisconsin is somehow able to pull it off. And Ohio State hardly dealing with this as if they're playing with house money.
This is big. This is a physical game we're going to play Saturday on the road at night.
Two heavyweight teams, looking at probably the best team in the nation, sitting at #2, and then a team that's up and coming and just willing to fight.
The battle of the Big Ten. These are two Big Ten powerhouses, two elite teams, and the best team's going to come out on top.
There's a tradition behind us playing. I feel like we always have a chip on our shoulder.
Going out there in front of all those people, a night game at that. This game will go down in history. You just want to have to pick your poison.
That last guy talking there, Rob Wheelwright from Columbus, Ohio, might mean something to him. You're calling the game. Give us a key.
There are two keys real quick. I think J.T. Barrett's ability to throw the vertical pass to set up the rest of their offense is a key. And then the other thing is Alex Hornibrook. This is a game where he is going to have to be able to make some plays. Wisconsin doesn't have the line to just physically run the football. So they're going to have to be able to throw the football, which will be a big key today.
All right, that's the key. Who wins it?
Wow. I look at Wisconsin's defense. I think they will be able to stop the run for at least 3 quarters, but I don't think they can do it for 4 quarters against the Buckeyes. I think J.T. Barrett will be the difference maker. I think Ohio State will win a close one in Camp Randall.
All right, before you make your pick, Rick, I want to remind you of something, sir. Take a look at this.
I can't stand Ohio State.
Oh, wow. So what's the pick?
The pick is Wisconsin. And I'm going to be on State Street all Me and the coach.
Oh, yeah. Hey, in 20 years, I put Bruce on my head. I've been 14 wins, 6 losses. That's not bad if I was a gambling man. The last 2 out of 3 times I put Brutus on my head, I lost. Ooh. I think I'm going to go with Brutus. Get me out of Brutus' head.
Oh, no.
Was that an attempted woo?
There you go. Hey, Rick, would you take Coach Corso right now, tag team partner? Steel cage match? Nothing? There are many sights you think you'll never see these days. The Nature Boy and Brutus. Ric Flair, always a pleasure. Great job. 16-time world champion. Let's see the rider made in some picks. Kansas State and Oklahoma is coming up next. Mark Jones, our buddy Ryan Gilmore, and Quentin Kesnick on the call from a windy day